Located in northeastern Washington state, Franklin D. Roosevelt Lake, or Lake Roosevelt for short, was formed through the impoundment of the Columbia River behind Grand Coulee Dam. Franklin D. Roosevelt Lake has a total storage of 9.5 million acre-feet and is roughly 140 miles long. This is Grand Coulee Dam in Grand Coulee, Washington. This place is just massive. So I'm planning to go to the visitor center. I don't know if I can get my van to curve like this parking spot. That's funny. I read that they do a light show here. That would be cool to see, but I won't be here at night. So here's where you sit, I guess, to watch the light show. That's probably pretty incredible when they open the floodgates too. Can you imagine? At the Coulee Dam Visitor Center, one could spend all day watching movies. I could be watching the one Sculpted by Floods, In-Depth Geology, because it started about 17 minutes ago. There's where you go for watching that stuff. I'm probably not going to watch any of them. But here's a look inside. This is a really, really cool visitor center. Divers made sure that the sections from temporary diversion dams fit snugly to the river bottom. Sometimes they had to cut steel pilings underwater or place dynamite. Diving gear was weighted to help divers sink to the river floor. The 25-pound shoes had 3/4 inch thick lead soles. The suit was made of 3 layers of canvas covered with 2 layers of rubber. It weighed 40 pounds. The helmet alone weighed 80 pounds. Wow. The Grand Coulee Dam dwarfs the Great Pyramids of Egypt and generates more power than 1 million locomotives. Grand Coulee Dam is one of the largest concrete structures in the world, containing almost 12 million cubic yards of concrete. It towers 550 feet above bedrock, which is as high as the Washington Monument, and is 500 feet wide at its base. There is enough concrete in the dam to build 2 standard 6-foot wide sidewalks around the world at the equator. Altogether, a total of 11 dams have been built on the Columbia River in the United States as it winds its way from the Canadian border toward the Pacific Ocean. Grand Coulee Dam is the keystone of the Columbia River system dams. Grand Coulee Dam is the largest hydropower producer in the United States and the 4th largest in the world, generating more than 21 billion kilowatt hours of electricity each year. That's enough power to supply 2.3 million households with electricity for 1 year. Power from the dam is supplied to Canada and 11 states within the U.S. The dam also provides water to approximately 670,000 acres of cropland via 330 miles of canals, lakes, and reservoirs. 3 area fish hatcheries are funded by Grand Coulee Dam to mitigate for the loss of fish above the dam. Over 2 million spring Chinook and summer steelhead are raised annually. This 29-inch diameter core sample weighs 1,400 pounds and was taken from one of the floors in the 3rd power plant. The metal in the concrete is reinforcement steel used to strengthen the floor for heavy loads. Wow. The Bureau of Reclamation operates about 180 water resource projects in the 17 western states. Its dams, reservoirs, and power plants are shown here. Public tours at the pump generating plant are offered May 29th through October 31st. Tours are available on a first-come, first-served basis, running approximately 1 hour. Admission is free. On June 14th, 1951, 50 princesses and the Queen of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival participated in a symbolic pouring ceremony. Standing at the top of the canal wall, they emptied gallon jugs of water from all 48 states, the territories of Alaska and Hawaii, and the District of Columbia, into the newly completed feeder canal. The ceremony symbolized the entire country's contribution to the project and the benefit the project would have to the country's economy when irrigation started the following spring. I am at the dam at Grand Coulee, Washington, and I'm getting ready to watch a light show, hopefully a laser light show. Should be fun. Can you see the water coming down? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Grand Coulee Dam, it sure is grand. Yeah, I knew whenever I was over on the other side looking at that, I thought, can you imagine how powerful that is whenever they start running the water and stuff?
That's a big ass beaver.
A little goofy, but a little cheesy.
Interesting about the dams is eventually they need repairing.
Yes.
So, do they build another dam, or do they try to patch what's breaking?
Probably some of both.
Yeah.
Have you ever looked into it?
No, I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But a buddy of mine was a civil engineer. And one of the things he told me is like take bridges for instance, all the bridges and overpasses and everything like that across the United States. Most of them were in a status of orange, which is
poor.
Red, orange, yellow, green on the scale.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, there are a lot of them out there that are really bad shape.
Yep.
Because we're not investing in our infrastructure like we should be.
Right.
And what is government for? What are we paying taxes for?
Well, that's what most people say. We need the government for roads and blah, blah, blah. Well, we didn't need it to begin with, so.
Well, the government just hires contractors to build. The government doesn't build anything. They hire companies to build roads.
Right.
It took the United States 35 years to build the international highway system.
Yeah.
It takes 20 years to build a highway now. 10 years to build 5 miles. Like, what?
It's because of all the bureaucratic bull crap.
And, so, like, you may have 20 miles of highway, but it's contracted to 3 different companies.
Crazy.
In 10-mile increments. It's a lot of water. It's a cool sound.
Yeah, I would love to hear it all night. I wonder if we're the only ones watching. They do this every night.
Oh, it's every night? Yeah, we're totally the only ones watching it. It is cool, though. Like, someone had a bright idea.
It'd probably be slightly more entertaining if we were across the water over there, but...
We'd be able to hear the music or whatever.
Yeah. For me, this is practice staying up later for the Aurora Borealis, hopefully.
On Thursday, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I told her, I said, I just want to be somewhere where I can, if it happens, I want to catch it. Because that's been something that's been on my bucket list for a very long time.
I've always wanted to see it as well. It's different when you see it in person.
Yes.
The cameras never pick up what your eyes pick up. Never. The depth and the beauty. Like, it's been amazing, but you see it on TV, but something about being there is...
Yeah, that's why travel for me is so big, because, you know, I just know it's not the same on video as it is in real life. Because especially since I do my own videos now, it's like, oh my gosh, I just wish this camera would capture what I'm seeing, you know? Yeah. It's never the same.
It doesn't have the depth.
Right.
The water comes out of Canada.
Oh,
that's what they were showing. And that powers most of the western United States.
Wow.
This dam does.
Yeah, I was reading inside I didn't read everything by any means, but inside the visitor center, how excited the whole country was about this dam whenever they were building it. And I think it was Roosevelt.
Yeah,
He was like trying to keep the excitement up with the country for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Because the waning opinions of the constituency.
Probably,
right?
yeah.
Not everybody's happy about progress.
They had women from all 50 states standing on the dam whenever they first opened it up, and every state had a jar with water from their state that they poured over the side.
That's cool.
That was kind of interesting.
This is, amazing engineering.
Yeah, that's true. I would say I think this is probably the most impressive dam I think I've seen. I've seen Hoover Dam. It's pretty impressive too.
It's big.
It's tall. Oh, wow, they participate in it. That's kind of cool. That's very cool. Now the water's going to start drying up.
Closing the doors.
At night was born to find mythical, so mystical, think what you like.